on these, I noticed on the left-hand side of the right-hand side of the equal sign, after the equal sign, I have a fraction. Subtracting a fraction. So I need to take care of that first before I do anything else. So how I do that, let's come over here and do it. 2/5 minus 8 over b. I multiply the bottom. 5 times b is 5b. Cross multiply the top. So 2 times b is 2b, and negative 8 times 5, because the negative goes with the 8. Negative 8 times 5 is negative 40. Okay, so I have an equation that says 5 equals 2b minus 40 over 5b. Now, I take my denominator and multiply it times the opposite side. 5 times 5b is 25b. Bring down the equals. 2b minus 40. So I need to get the b's together. I'm going to do the opposite of positive 2b, which is negative 2b. I'm going to subtract 2b from both sides. So 25 take away 2, I've got 23b equals, opposites cancel, negative 40. This is 25 times b. The opposite of times is divide, so 23 times b. So divide both sides by 23 so that the b is by itself. Top cancels with bottom. There's a negative on the top, but there's no negative on the bottom to cancel it out, so it stays negative. And then 40 over 23, there's nothing that you can divide both of those by, so that's just the answer, negative 40 over 23. Okay, now I have the fractions on the opposite side. So on the first one, I was able just to directly work with fractions. On the second one, I am not able to do that. So there is a second method that I'm going to show you. You could technically just change the sign of the 6x and move it over. Or another method is to take the denominator and multiply it. 5 times x is 5x, and put that with each term like this. Okay, so top cancels with bottom, so the 5's cancel. So I've got a 2x left there. And over here, the x cancels, so I've got 6 times 5 is 30, minus 2 times 5x is 10x. So that gets rid of the fraction for you. I actually almost kind of, if you understand what I did there, I almost kind of prefer this method. So I'm going to, smallest one is negative 10, so I'm going to add 10x to both sides. I always move the smallest one because then I have less negative signs to deal with. 2 plus 10x is 12x equals 30. Opposites cancel. This is 12 times x. The opposite of times is divide. Divide both sides by 12. Top cancels with bottom. X equals, okay, 30 over 12. Those are both even, so I can cut them both in half. So half of 30 is 15, and half of 12 is 6. Now these can both be divided by 3. So 15 divided by 3 is 5, and 6 divided by 3 is 2, so the answer is 5 over 2. I guess that's the only one I have. Okay, this one was disguised by all my other work. Again, the easiest way to do it, maybe rather than to just add the fractions, is to take the denominator and multiply them, but I only have one denominator here, a c. So I'm going to put that with everything. 4 times c is 4c equals 9 times c is 9c, minus sign. On the fraction, top cancels with bottom if it's the same thing. So I just have a 3 there. So I need to get my c's together. I don't want to move the 4c over because you leave yourself with nothing over there and you don't want to ever do that to yourself. So I'm going to move the 9c over. The opposite of positive 9c is negative 9c. So I'm going to subtract 9c from both sides. 4 take away 9 is negative 5c equals, opposites cancel, bring down the negative 3. This is negative 5 times c. The opposite of times is divide. So divide both sides by -5. Top cancels with bottom. C equals, this cancels with this. 3/5 does not simplify. So positive 3/5. Again, I did show you with the very first example. I already erased it, sorry. I showed you with the first example how to add fractions if they're on the same side. But you could have done this method with that one as well. Actually, you know what? Let me go back and do it for you with using this method so I can show you. We can practice some more. So the denominators multiplied together. 5 times b is 5b. I'm going to put that with everything. Okay, 5 times 5 is 25b equals 5 on the top cancels with 5 on the bottom, so I've got a 2b there, minus b's cancel. 8 times 5 is 40. So I'm going to subtract 2b. It's actually almost faster than the other method. I've got 23b, opposites cancel, equals -40. Divide both sides by 23, and you get the same answer that you got last time. Actually, I think it's a little bit faster if you understand that concept. Just multiply the denominators and put them with each term, then start canceling.